Hi, friends. Thanks for joining me today. I can't wait to share today's project with you. It is a paper bag wreath, and I saw another chalk couture designer do this, and I could not wait to try it. So, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm Glenna with Crafts by Glenna, and I am a chalk couture independent designer, and I have a fun autumn wreath project for you today. And you are just going to be amazed at how easy this is and how cute it is. So, if you have ever seen anyone do paper bag wreaths, there are lots of different tutorials out there. But of course, I always have to tweak everything. But I just didn't like most of the way they looked and just wanted to go for a little bit different look. I wanted it to look as close to burlap as possible. So hopefully I've achieved that with a few tweaks from the one that I saw. And I did go ahead and do most of the wreath because I did not think that you wanted to listen to me crumple paper for 20 minutes while I put this together. So most of it's done. And then I'm going to show you how to do it and just add the last few paper bags on here so that you'll know how to do it on your own, but you won't have to watch me crinkle up 40 bags. So this is actually made. Let me move my paste out of the way and fix this so that you can see my workspace better. Okay. So the first thing I did was I have a wreath form from Dollar Tree. And you turn this around so you can see the top. I cut it apart. Let's see if I can get that focused in there. Can you see where I've cut that apart? Let's do it like this. There we go. So I just took my husband's wire cutters and cut this apart. And so the first thing that you want to do is actually, I was going to say let's tie the hanger on, but we want to put most of our bags on first. So all you do is I kept 2 paper bags out so that you could see how to make them. This is just a bag of lunch bags from Walmart. And I have about 45 cut up and already on there. So all you do is you take the paper bag, and this is the flap. You just fold this over. You take your scissors and you cut right below that fold. And this wreath that I have is a 14-inch wreath. And if you get one that's bigger or smaller, you might have to adjust this. Some people cut the bags and then tape them back together and made them smaller and all that. I didn't want to do that. You guys know me. I want the quick and easy craft. So I use the 14-inch wreath form because that's usually the one that's most easily available at Dollar Tree. And so you just cut these. And I just did it assembly line process. I cut up 15 because I wasn't sure how many I would need. And then I cut up 15 more. So I think I've used about 45 altogether. So then what I did is you've just got an open bag here. So I took this end that has the zigzag part on the top and the little indentation because I wanted to make sure that that part didn't show. So I put that part toward me and I just put my hands in it and I just kind of rotate it to get some of the lines out. I'm sorry, this is probably really loud when you're listening on your end. That's why I did most of them. So then you just take the paper bag and you just crinkle it up. I'm just pulling it toward me. So you got a loop, and then you just flatten it. You're going to make a little circle with it. And then I found that I liked it best when they're smashed down a little bit. So I'll do one more. You just put your hands inside, get the lines out a little bit so that it's a little more circular, and you just crinkle it up. And I tried to make it where this little zigzag edge is kind of tucked in so that you don't really see it. So then all you do is you take your wreath form and you just slide these bags on. Super, super easy. But you do want to get them as tight as possible. So I'm just going to add a couple more here. And what I did was I kind of put a bunch of bags on, and then I just fiddled with it to get it to look the way I wanted. I kind of like it where you pull the bags out like this, and I thought that looked better. So I'm going to add about 2 more here. So that the bags are nice and tight together. And then what you want to do is you want to tape the pieces of the wreath form together. This one has 4 pieces, and I know, I'm sorry, that's probably really hard to see, but I just took some painter's tape. I have some that's pretty wide, and I think you would only need to tape the top and the bottom. I don't think you'd need to tape all 4 wires together. I taped one just to see if this would hold, and I could barely get it back off to add more bags. So it definitely will hold. You could hot glue it, but I just think that's not really necessary. So I'm pushing this together, and I'm just putting the wires together. And I'm sorry, this is really hard to get in the camera. And I'm just going to wrap that tape around the wire. And I think you should be able to see it once I get it around there. So if you can see, it's just that blue down in there. So again, I'm just going to do the top one and the bottom one. You could almost probably not even tape it, and I think it would stay. But let me get these 2. So again, I'm just going to wrap that tape around just to hold these together. And then you just push the bags around so that they cover up the tape. So see, you can't even see it. So then before you start decorating, I felt like this should be the bottom so that it's hanging. This, you want the hanger on the top. So I'm going to turn it like this. So this is the top. This is where I just taped it together. And so I am going to take some fishing twine, which I have right here. So I am going to cut a piece. It's probably 2 feet long. And then I'm just going to wrap it around that wire. So I'm going to go around all 4 wires and just tie a knot. And then I'm going to tie a knot at the very end. And that's what you can hang it on. And you can make this any length you want based on where you want to hang it. And this holds it. Let me go back to this view. So there's my twine, and it will hold it perfectly. And that way it doesn't separate your bags at all. So then we are going to decorate it with our autumn tier tray cutouts. And if you watched my live the other day, I got this cute burlap flower garland from Hobby Lobby. And it has these flowers on it. It was in the wedding section, and it was $9.99. So if you wait until the wedding section supplies are 50% off, then you get it for $5. It has 9 of these flowers on it, and it's got the twine, so you can leave that hanging, and then you just cut the flower right here, and you have a cute little decor piece. You could put beads on here if you wanted to. On this, I'll probably just let it hang down, but I can't wait to put that on there. I think it will look really cute on the wreath. So let's do our cutouts. These are the Couture tier tray cutouts. So they are actually made for a tier tray, but I've used them already for other things. I bought 3 packages because I knew when I saw them that there were lots of other things I wanted to do with them. So once the video is over, I'll put the link in the comments for these pieces and for the transfer. And we have a paste packet, a fall paste packet. And our paste packets look like this. They're individual sized pastes. And they're the same as our jars. It's just kind of a sample size. You can definitely use it for more than one project, but it's a great affordable way to get started chalking. And then if there are colors that you know you'll use all the time, you can go ahead and order the jar. Or of course, if you're a designer or you create projects for vendor events or something like that, then you want the jars. But that packet has 6 colors. And so I wanted to pull these out so that you could see. The only one I don't have that comes in that packet is Shimmer Copper. So, which is on my list. It is going on my next order, but I don't have that one yet. But it does come with Papaya, and this one is Currant Jam. This is Camel. This is Shimmer Harvest, and this is Papaya. So I don't have the Shimmer Copper, so today I'm going to substitute Bark, which is our chocolate brown. So I'll just set these over here. And I'm going to lay these out because they do have to go the right way on here since they have stems. So I'm going to wax these, but I'm only going to wax the side that we're transferring, using the transfer on. So since the stem goes this direction, this is going to be the top. So for example, if you turned it over, it's not going to match because your stem goes the opposite direction. So the same way with this one goes this way. If you turned it over, it would not match your transfer. So this is my top on this one that I want to wax. This one, same thing, it has to go this way. So that's my top for that one. So I'm just going to use our surface wax and wax these really quickly. The wax gives it a nice finish and it helps our transfer to not stick to our whatever we're chalking on. It also brings out the wood grain, which I love. So I'm going to just add some surface wax on each of these. And this is our little wax applicator. So I use one side to apply the wax, and then I use the other side to buff it. But I like to heat it up first. Sorry, I just realized my camera is a little crooked there. Let's get it straight. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to heat these up just a little bit with my heat tool. And then I will buff them. Just want to get this wax a little bit warm so that it buffs in better. So then I'm using the back side of my applicator, and I'm just going to buff that wax in. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn my glue gun on because I will need that to finish our wreath. Got a little bit of wax on the side here that I need to get off. Okay, so let's just, on these transfers, normally with our Couture transfers, you're going to want to fuzz them first with our fuzzing cloth, which looks like this. If you don't have a fuzzing cloth, you can just use a towel. The back of the transfers are sticky, so you want to fuzz them, especially the first time you use them. But because these are mostly white surfaces, we don't need to fuzz because we need that adhesive. The green part has adhesive, the clear part is a silk screen. So I'm just going to lay this on here. And I like to press from the center out. And let's put this one on. Mine do not have much adhesive on them, so I'm going to make sure I chalk from the center out also. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the acorn first. If I had the shimmer copper, I definitely would use that for the top of the acorn, but I do not yet. So I'm going to use the bark, which is what I was substituting. So I'm going to put that on the top, and then I'm going to use our camel on the bottom of the acorn. I need to add bark to my list of things to order too, because I've almost gone through a whole jar. So we just want to spread our paste on like butter on toast. Super easy. And then we go back and scrape off the excess. You can put the excess back in the jar to reuse. And then the other part I'm going to do in camel. I'm basically just kind of painting the paste on. Just spread it on and then scrape off the excess. And then we just peel off our transfer. We call that peel and reveal. It's always so much fun to do this, no matter how many times you've done it before. Peel and reveal is always fun. There we go. And it is a distressed look. So those little open spots are supposed to be there. They're on the transfer. So I'm going to put my transfer in my little basin of water. When you care for the transfers properly, which is just cleaning them as soon as you're done, you can reuse them at least 8 to 10 times. So they are a great value. Okay, so for the pumpkin, I'm going to do, let's see, do I want to do the stem? I think I'll do the stem in bark and the little squiggly piece in eucalyptus and the pumpkin in papaya. So let's do these first. So I'm just going to do a little squiggly piece in eucalyptus. I'm sure there's an official name for that, but stem, eucalyptus. And then do this part in bark. Probably should have gotten my detail tool out to use this. So I'm going to just peel this up so that it doesn't dry in the transfer. Oh, that's so cute. So now we will do papaya for the pumpkin. And actually, my papaya is a little bit thick. So if your paste is too thick, you just spray in some distilled water and stir it up. You want it to be the consistency of pudding. That's how I always describe it. This one's going to be a little more water. It does need to be distilled water that you thin it with. Almost there. I'm going to do a little bit more. I love that about our paste because if they get a little too thick, and you just thin it back down and you are ready to go. So see, now that's all creamy and perfect. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're having an awesome day. I am so ready for fall. It is so hot here in Texas. So I'm doing fall decor. Maybe I'll bring on the fall weather by decorating for fall, right? Because this wreath, when I finish it, is going to go on my front door. All right. Now let's do our pumpkin. I love this papaya color. It's so pretty. And I love how they have done the paste packet with all the coordinating fall colors. Makes it so easy for you to just need a few supplies and you can make lots of projects. Okay. So now let's peel and reveal. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that color for fall. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to put my transfer in my water over there. Hey, Gina. I try to come live every day. Some days life happens, but I do try to do every day. I think I missed one day last week, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to do it the same time every day, but I'm not quite there yet. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. All right. So now we are going to do what we call the hot mess technique on our leaf. And basically we just take a little bit of several colors and we kind of mix them together. And I love doing this on fall leaves because it makes it look so realistic. So we are just going to take a little, I have this beautiful shimmer. Is this one Shimmer Harvest? Yes, Shimmer Harvest. And we're going to, and again, these are the colors that come in your paste packets. Oh, that one got the gold lid put on it. Let's just fix that real quick. Got a little gold shimmer in with our current jam. Not sure how I did that. It's pretty though. Oh, Gina, I think that if you, I'm not sure if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, but if you can either subscribe to YouTube or you can turn your notifications on Facebook, and then it will let you know when I'm live. All right, let's just put them all in here for grins. Why not, right? A little bit of all the colors. So for the hot mess technique, just take a little bit of the color and just dab it on there. So I'm going to move these over as I do the color. And I've got to have some sparkle in there. So that's our Shimmer Harvest. And then this is our Papaya. I love this because it turns out different every time. Oh, yeah, Gina, that would work on Facebook. If you just turn notifications on, then it will let you know when I go live. All right, let's put some eucalyptus. Quite the menagerie of colors here. And then let's put a little bit of camel. And the last one we will do is a little bit of bark. And then the key with this is to not go over an area multiple times, because then you kind of get a hodgepodge of grayish brown. So you kind of just want to go over an area once, twice max. So I'm cleaning my squeegee off in between. So if you can see, I'm just smoothing that out, and then I clean my squeegee off. Really like that currant jam in there, that bright purplish color. That's so pretty. going through a lot of paper towels today. Just going to put this. Just trying to make sure I cover all those little tips there. And then let's peel and reveal. Oh, that is so pretty. I love it. Okay, that's gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to put my lids on really quick, my paste jars. It is important to put the lids on as soon as you're done so they don't dry out. So I'm going to put the lids on these and make sure I don't get them mixed up again. I'm not sure how I got gold on Shimmer Harvest, but I mean gold on the current jam. And the paste does dry really quickly, but I also do use my heat tool to dry it when needed. All right, so now what I want to do is bring, let's see, let me check to see, I need to dry this one. This one needs to be dried a little bit, and this one looks dry. All right, so I'm going to dry these real quick. And our heat tool does have 2 settings. I usually always put it on the high setting. But it doesn't get hot. It's not like a heat gun that you do embossing with, because those get much hotter than this. All right. So now I'm going to bring my wreath back in, and I need to find my fishing twine that I put at the top, which is right here. And I know that's probably hard to see, but I know that's telling me that I want this to be the top of my wreath. So what I plan to do is I want to take this garland that I've shown you quite a few times. I'm going to find the flower that's on the end, and I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to hot glue that on the very top. That will be my last step, because what I want to do is I want to put these, cut the chopped pieces on twine and hang them down from the top of the wreath. So I don't know if I want to use these pieces. I would almost like those to hang down on their own. So I think what I'll do is I have some twine here. So I'm going to move this back out of the way and decide how I want these to lay, because I'm thinking that I want them at 3 different lengths. So if let's say this is the top, then I'm going to cut this about right here. Thank you, Gina. It's always a risk to do the hot mess technique on a live because you don't ever know how it will turn out. So I'm glad that one worked well. All right, so I'm thinking maybe I will cut all three and then tie them together at the top. So if this one, actually, let's just go ahead and cut this about right here. And then I will cut this one about right here. So I'm doing 3 different lengths, and each one is a little bit longer than the previous one. So I'll just measure. This one is about 6 inches, and then this one is 11, and this one is 15. So then I'm going to connect these at the top and tie a knot, and then I'm going to be gluing that behind my flower so that it doesn't show. And then I'm going to put some glue on the acorn, and got my little I have these little finger protectors from Dollar Tree because I do not want to burn myself. So I'm going to put this about right here and just hold it and let it dry. And I know I've shown you guys my battery powered glue gun before, but I love this thing. Makes it so easy to craft with. All right, so there's that one, and I do kind of want it at an angle. So I'm going to go in and put a little more glue in the back so that this twine is at an angle. So just let that dry a little bit. And I do always use the Gorilla Glue sticks because the other ones don't seem to hold very well. So those are my favorites. All right, perfect. So that puts that at a little bit of an angle, which is what I wanted. So now I will pull down the next piece of twine, and I want the pumpkin to be on that one. And so let's just put a glue here. And let that one dry. And I love using this little finger protector because then you can put the glue kind of where you want it. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Super cute. Let's see. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. And so now our leaf, I'm going to put here. And I want that to be from the very top because I want to be lower than the pumpkin. And that pumpkin was really tall, so I'll just put this at the very end of that twine. Gina, you'll have to go back to the beginning and see how to make the wreath because it is so easy and it's so fun. It didn't take hardly any time to make it, and I think it's super cute. It's really hard to do it justice on my workspace because I can't get the whole thing in the picture very easily, but I love it. Okay. So we have all of those on there. So now again, I'm going to find my fishing twine to make sure I've got it at the very top. It's right there. So this is my top of my wreath. So then we take these. And you're going to want them about right here. Okay, I'm going to switch this so that you can see this when I'm holding it up. So here's our wreath. And then these are going to hang right there, obviously going the right direction. But I think that length will be perfect. Okay. So I'm going to make sure these are tangled here. And I'm going to glue this to the paper bag. Over so you can see. So I'm just gluing this knot that I tied at the top right here. And you could add flowers, greenery, anything you wanted. But I have been waiting to use these. So I think that will be super cute. And I might actually do two. Let's see. Yes, we need at least two. Thanks, Gina. Okay. So let's attach this flower right here. Let's see, I'm going to have to hold this up so that I can see it from the front. Let's put this one up a little higher. I'll probably trim the twine, but I want to see how it hangs once I hold it up. I just think these burlap flowers are the cutest. I may have to go back and buy another garland. It's just such a good deal. Okay, this one I'm going to put about right here. That way I'm covering up my knot there. So I'm going to put that one right there. I feel like I might need to put some greenery in here. We'll have to see. All right. So let's grab our hair. Let me flip it around so so that you can see. Isn't that so cute? Sorry. Whoops. Let's let our hot glue dry first. Let's do take two on that. So Gina, the trick on the garland is look in the wedding section. I don't know if you saw that live the other day when I got the garland, but if you look in the wedding section and you wait until it's 50% off, their garlands are gorgeous. And it's actually a lot cheaper than buying the individual picks of flowers. So I bought one that I'm going to cut apart for floral arrangements because it's, I want to say 9 or 10 feet long. So it's a great deal. All right, let's make sure this guy is really in here this time. I am not a patient crafter sometimes. I did not wait for my hot glue to dry. I should have. And that is really hot. All right, I need to put our other flower. I think I'm going to add some more glue to the back of this flower this time, just to make sure I get it on there good. And you can also mix E6000 and hot glue when you're making a project like this, and it gives you kind of a double bond with your glue. And I do that for a lot of, especially if I'm doing glass, but you could do it for this too. But the E6000 you need to let dry for 24 hours. But if you mix the two, the hot glue and E6000, you get a really strong bond. And it works really well for craft projects. Can't really do that on live, but I've taken a candlestick and put a plate on top to make a tier tray, and I used the E6000 hot glue, and it worked really well. All right, I'm going to hold these on there this time, just in case they are not dry all the way. But hopefully, I think that's dry. Hopefully you can get the idea. Okay. So I'm going to need to, let's turn this like this. And I'm going to go back and trim the little twine pieces from that. But isn't that so cute? Let me see if I can get it all in the picture. There we go. I think that is so cute. And it was so easy. You guys have to try to make this wreath. It is so fast. I love it. So I'm going to go back, trim these little pieces. You could, if you wanted to, also add beads on these. I'm not going to do beads today, but you definitely could. And then cut these off. And there we go. I am so excited. So there we go. Let's see if I can get it all on the screen. So cute. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed my live. I will put a link in the comments for the tier tray pieces and the transfer and the little paste packets. So you can make it. You can make the wood pieces exactly like I did today. And again, the wreath form came from Dollar Tree. It's a 14-inch wreath form. And then just paper bags from Walmart. Super easy. And of course, my beautiful Hobby Lobby garland with the burlap flowers. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks, Gina. Thanks for watching.